When we think about pleasure, normally we always go to the sexual pleasure, which are the ones of the lower chakras. And I think, and in Celestial, we believe that it's so important to get in contact with the pleasure of your soul, with the pleasure of your heart, with the pleasure of the upper chakras, which are going to make you get in touch with a different type of pleasure. Because pleasure is feeling good with yourself, pleasure is being happy, pleasure is surrounding yourself with beautiness. I mean, there's so many types of pleasure. And one way or the other, when we think about it, is boom, we go direct down, which is not a bad thing. We're not saying that is a bad thing, but it's not the only one. And when you think about pleasure, it has to be something that satisfies your heart, satisfies your body, satisfies your soul, satisfies your mind. So for me, for example, it's a pleasure to be in meditation, or it's a pleasure just to go outside and look at a flower and admire it. So important to admire. When you admire, automatically you start vibrating in pleasure. So let's have a thought of what pleasure is actually for us.
And we need to assume what is the pleasure for us and what makes us feeling this pleasure, and if the pleasure is good for us or not. When we think that pleasure is not good for us, we are not allowing it to grow inside us. We are denying it, actually. In the art, for example, there are many ways of feeling the connection with the pleasure through the creation of big temples that are like golden temples, or in structures that have been giving us the pleasure for connecting with our senses. And this is the key when we are really in the high vibration, and we really understand that the pleasure is much more than those connections with the lower chakras. We are creating our own endorphins, and we give ourselves those endorphins to connect with all those many things that are good for us in our lives. We allow them to happen in a conscious way, and we connect straight away with the pleasure of feeling grateful. We accept everything we have, and then we express and feel internally our gratitude. And this straight away is giving us the sense of vibrating high, and is also giving and providing us with many endorphins that are going to speed up in our spiritual path.